Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel Key to Band 8 IELTS. Today we are here with one more interview of speaking. So as you know, speaking includes round 1, round 2 and round 3. So let's start with round 1 with our candidate. Hello.
Hello, a very good morning, ma'am.
May I know your name?
My name is Gunveet Kaur.
Okay. Can you show me your passport?
Here is my passport.
Alright, thank you. Okay. Does your name have any special meaning?
Yes, my late grandfather told me that the moment when he gave me this name, everyone in the house and my mother told me when I was a grown up that the meaning of my name is that a bundle full of qualities. Gun Veet. Gun means qualities, Veet means a bundle. So that is really close to my heart, and I'm very glad that my grandfather chose such a beautiful meaningful name for me.
Okay. Is your surname very common in India?
If we talk about India, it is not very common, but if we talk about the region, we belong to Punjab region, the Punjab state. Yes, within Punjab it is very common as we belong to Arora caste. So within Aroras we have Miglanis, like I am my full name is Gunveet Kaur Miglani. So that is why I may say that within Punjab our caste is really normal or very popular.
Okay. Do you like your name?
Yes, definitely. Who hates their name? I can say everyone loves their name, and so do I. I really love my name because the main reason can be that it has been given to me by my grandfather and I really love him.
Okay. Do you like to change your name in future?
If I'm given an option to change my name, I'll say no. But I can say that before marriage, my full name was Gunveet Kaur Aneja. But when I got married, when I went to renew my passport or to add the name of my husband, I removed Aneja from it and I changed my name to Gunveet Kaur Miglani. So this option, when I say that when a person is given such a thing that they need to change their name after marriage, so it's normal, but nobody does when with their name they do not change their name more often.
Okay. Do people in India ever change their names?
In India, yes, people, again I will state the same example for it. When you need there are some document issues. If you want to renew your passport or you are immigrating to Canada, there are times when the wives are obliged to change their names. Rather, for boys, I feel they do not change their name, rather they add the name of their wives only in the passport. But when it comes to girls, some girls add both names, or they just add the surname of their parents also and their in-laws also. If we consider about Neha Dhupia Bedi, she has both her surnames now in her name. So this is how people prefer changing their names, but not as if they change their full name.
Okay. What name do people at your home or your family members call you?
My father-in-law gave me the name Pari, and since my marriage, my in-law family have been calling me Pari, and the meaning of this name is fairy. And the reason behind this is that the name of my husband is Paras, so to give a symmetry kind of thing or a rhyming word, Paras Pari, so that is why they opted to give me this name Pari.
Okay. How do children celebrate their birthday in your country?
If we talk about children, this category has the people who are the children of this category are really enthusiastic about their birthdays. 2 months prior they start planning about their birthdays, and with a very pomp and show they really celebrate, or they ask their parents that we really need a big party on our birthdays, and this is the only present we need on our birthdays. We don't need any extra present, rather you should organize a party. for them, and they really want their friends to enjoy their parties, so they call all of their friends and their family members or their relatives to invite them over a place if they decide a venue over it, or they can invite them at home, so
Okay.
they celebrate it in this way.
Okay. How did you celebrated your last birthday?
If we talk about my birthday, again I'll give a very beautiful thing. I really want to mention a beautiful thing about my birthday, that I am a Christmas baby. I was born on Christmas, like 25th December is my birth date, and so I prefer, like last year my in-laws arranged a get together where they invited my family members and my relatives, and my in-laws family was also present over there, and we enjoyed a beautiful and the yummiest buffet at a hotel, and the cake, there were 2 cakes. Again, my parents bought a beautiful cake for me stating 32 and fabulous. That is really close to my heart, that when a person gives so much importance to you, like your family is giving so much importance to you, and they are stating that you are fabulous at the age of 32, that really made my day, and I thanked my in-laws that they have given me such a beautiful memory to on my birthday.
Okay, so that's it for part 1. So that was the end of round 1, and as you can see, the candidate was very much confident and the answers were very quick. She was not thinking once, or she was not stopping in between. So that's the thing you need to focus on. Now let's move to round 2, and that is the cue card part. So Gunmeet, as you know, now I'm going to give you a cue card, that is, describe a plan in your life that is not related to work or study. Questions you need to cover are what it is about, why you make this plan, what you need to do first, and explain how you feel if it would get successful. Your time starts now.
Before starting, I would really like to thank you for giving me such a beautiful topic to speak on, as it has given me it has helped me to forecast that yes, this is the thing I'll be doing in my future. Now to talk about the plan that is related to my future, is that it happened way back when I saw the movie Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. It is a Hindi movie, it's a Bollywood movie, in which 3 of the friends, they plan a trip to some other country and before marriage. So it was a kind of bachelorette thing. But what I have made, like what ideas I've got through that movie was, when I'll be in my 40s or 50s, I'm gonna go with my girlfriends to a destination that has beach in it. So the main thing was, like, we needed a beach over there, and after finishing up, like, or after being free from the duties of broughting up child or looking after the home, taking care of food and everything at home, we really planned that at our 40s or 50, when we'll be free, or we'll take a break from our daily routine, and then we'll my girlfriends, just the girlfriends, not their families, no kids are allowed. So this was the plan, this is the plan actually, and we really wanted to explore another country where we can actually chill again, just like we used to do in our college times. We hardly got to spend time, like a vacation time. We haven't experienced something like this. So what happened in India, as usually parents force girls to get married. They don't allow that you can't travel before marriage, but I have just there are school trips as well. I've never been to any of the school trips, like with my friends, because I wasn't allowed. So that gave me a sense of like a bucket list moment, that I have a bucket list moment, which usually children used to accomplish or fulfill in their school times, but I haven't. So I have switch that bucket list moment to my 40s, that when I'll be free from everything around, I'll go with my friends and we'll explore new places, we'll talk about what the journey of life has been till 40s, how we have experienced our lives. Like, we keep on sharing things now also, but it gives us goosebumps that wow, it will be such a blast, or we will be having a fun time, a very hard fun time over there, if we'll be alone and we'll be just left in a world where nobody knows us. So this feeling of nobody knows us in a different place with my fellow mates or my friends gives me a sense of pride and a kind of happiness that yes, I really need to fulfill this. So this is my future plan, which is not related to work and study. So
Okay, thank you, Gunveet. Okay, so this was the end of the round 2, that is the cue card. As you can see, the candidate was speaking her heart out. It was natural, nothing crammed. I have seen students who cram things, who know, okay, this cue card is need to be conducted in this way, and they use some phrases like that, which examiner come to know, okay, that is crammed. You have to be very much natural, give expression, have an eye contact, keep all these things in mind, and use good vocab as she does. So now let's move to the third round, that is follow-up questions that will be related to our cue card only. Okay, Gunveet, coming to the follow-up questions, do you think it is important for a person to have a career plan?
if we talk about career plan, yes, it is very important to set goals, to have those standards set that you need to do certain things at this point of time. Or if we take an example of an engineer or an artist, obviously they need to opt for certain subjects before jumping into that career, then taking some tuitions or some help or knowing the people of that area so that they can grab the actual knowledge of that career field. So planning is must. One should plan it beforehand, because planning is where it will save your time. You won't waste your time on some useless or unnecessary things. So planning is very important.
Okay. How do most people plan their future education and their future career?
If we say that parents play a very vital role in telling their children about what to opt in their, if we talk about the specific career option, parents, the teachers, sometimes the children visit tutorials in their evening hours. So those teachers, like the teachers at the school, parents, and again in the evening hour, what teachers with whom, with whom you are surrounded of. So these people really play a vital and crucial role in your life. They help you to decide what career options you can actually have.
Okay. Do you think it is important to include the factor of one's salary in career plan?
Of course, to fulfill the basic rudimentary needs, one needs to have money in his pocket, in his or her pocket. So without money you cannot fulfill the basic needs. You will be, there will be a kind of, you'll feel resistant to do that job, because no money is coming from that job. Rather, one person can pursue their career which gives money, but along with that they can fulfill, or they can do those things also that are close to their heart, because that makes them happy, that makes their soul happy. So one should prefer doing a job that gives them or fills their pocket first.
Okay. What kind of personal plans should people make for themselves?
If we talk about personal plans goes for education, what field to opt, what in the future they are prospecting, or the career they really want to go. And if marriage is one of them. If one person has, it's like the lifetime decision, you need to be yourself responsible for it. Like marriage comes, then again if we talk about children, at what age you need to have children, this is again in one's a women, and I may say both parents are, reasonable for this thing. Like they both need to decide at what age they need kids, and what, again the scenario comes now, what school to opt for the children. So this is like an ongoing process. You keep on having decisions on at every stages of your life.
Okay. Should parents set goals for their children?
If I say yes, parents should definitely set goals, but realistic ones. It is not like you need to see the caliber of your child, and then you should decide what should be the goals, or how much goal I need to fix for my child. Because if the you are setting something that is out of the range of the child, you are doing wrong to the child. You are under pressure. There is kind of, you are pressurizing the child, and that pressure will under pressure the child, and the child can at a very tender age start feeling that he or she is not capable of living in this world. Because sometimes what happens, parents keep on telling them score 100 out of 100 because the other students are good at it, or the other students in your class are also scoring 100 out of 100, but your child is good at art. Why you are not focusing on art then, rather asking him to score 100? Once I've heard an example, like in one of the movies it was said, like Three Idiots, it said, if Sachin Tendulkar, he is a famous cricketer, if Sachin Tendulkar's parents wanted him to do art, he would have definitely failed, rather he would have been in depression, right? So this is how you need to first see what is the talent of your child, and then you should set realistic goals for him or her.
Okay. For a person with children, what influence does this have on their personal plans in the future?
May I pardon? Can you please repeat the question again?
Sure. For a person with children, what influence does this have on their personal plans for the future?
If a person is with the children, definitely we learn so many things from children. Like I have seen once it happened to me as well. I was upset with something. My husband didn't bought me flowers on our anniversary, or he didn't gifted me something. I was really upset with this thing. I know this is not a thing to get upset on, but I was upset. Then the very next day I gifted, like I had a new pencil in my almirah. So I saw that there is a pencil here in my almirah. I was just holding that pencil, and my son rushed towards me. Wow, Mama, you have bought a new pencil for me. Before telling him that I have bought a pencil, he has made a story and he became happy about it. So that gave me an impression that wow, life is about this thing only. If my husband has not bought flowers, or he has not gifted me something, rather I am also not doing anything for him. This thing I've learned from that incident. And also that gifts and monetary things are not important in one's life, rather a sense of affection and love should be there in every relationship.
Okay, so that's the end of third round. As you see, the candidate, when she didn't hear what I spoke or what invigilator spoke, she asked me to pardon. Many of the children, they don't see that we have to pardon, or they don't, if they understand wrong, they just start giving the wrong answers, fearing that if we ask them to pardon, or if we ask them to repeat the question, they might have a wrong impression. But it's not like that. You have to ask if you're not clear, because if you are giving a wrong answer, obviously that has much more wrong impression, rather than asking kindly pardon ma'am. So it's a very gentle word, and you can ask them and they are not at all rigid. So candidate was very clear about what she has to spoke, and she was fluent, not thinking much. She was just letting her heart out. So that's all about speaking. You have to be natural. It's kind of an interview, and I hope you like our video and our effort, how you can speak and how you can give the interview in front of the invigilator in your speaking test. So all the best everyone for your IELTS speaking, and if you like the video, please hit the like button, subscribe our channel and share to your friends if you think they need them. And one more good news, Key to Band 8 IELTS is providing 10 days free coaching for everyone with the material provided. So you can contact or give the queries on this email ID, and you can even DM us and follow our Instagram page, and you can query us in your comments. So hope you liked the video. See you soon next. Bye bye for now.